Testing. Okay. Well, that was annoying. Yeah, I know it had no volume. I was testing it to try and get the volume back. Sometimes it picks up the source client, sometimes it doesn't, so. Yeah, the selfie thing. I remember that boomer woman. UK terrorist attack. Oh, was there another one? It's unfortunate. Can't believe I missed the vertical stream. Yeah, I don't know about those, man. Maybe you'll. I guess they're easier to do. They're easier to do. I'd have to worry about going to things. People want me to go to things constantly, and when I'm on the computer. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely they definitely I think give you a boost in terms of viewership, but it's like one of those. It's like getting views on shorts. They're not really real views, so like you can grow your channel doing it, but not really. It's not like that's going to formulate into actual viewership of long form content for the most part. Thoughts on Otani losing? I think it's probably best for baseball, honestly, for the Dodgers to lose because of the payroll situation with them and all the deferred money and stuff. So it's, I mean, Otani is the massive star. He hits 3 home runs. He pitches a shutout or whatever. They took it too far. He's on short rest now. It's like they're doing this for the spectacularness of Otani. They're pitching him on short rest. They're forcing it now with Otani. It looks like 9 people with life-threatening injuries. Eyewitnesses say black men in all black clothes. Yeah, well, we'll have to get all the facts and stuff because I know you comment on that too early, but it's a likely story, unfortunately. That dude that was obsessed with Clyde would have had a field day. Watch Anakin, Anakin Storm or something. That dude, yeah, he was obsessed with Clyde. He had to go to some type of a rehab facility for that obsession. Erica Kirk, JD Van Stating, liberal boomer slop, woke slop. Atlas Intel has New Jersey within a point. I know. I don't know about Atlas Intel. It's got black men voting for Citarelli plus 20. That seems ridiculous. Or just black people in general, I think, voting for Citarelli plus 20. Or maybe it was black men. I don't know. But I saw that and I was like, I don't know how realistic that is. Atlas Intel to have it within a point. I mean, that's a pick. That's a pick 'em. That's a 50-50 race if it's actually point 0.9. I mean, because people have been saying, well, Cheryl is up. And yeah, if you look at the betting and everything like that, Cheryl is certainly up. But happened in a train. Hmm. In the UK. Thoughts on Newsom calling out Rogan? Well, he's angry at Rogan because Rogan constantly mocks him on his podcast, and Newsom wants to go on the podcast, and Rogan won't have him on the podcast, so he's mad. Georgia Tech losing doesn't surprise me. Yeah, Atlas Intel was the most accurate pollster in 2020 and 2024. That's why, yeah, when people always talk about their polls, I mean, we'll see. I think they were also very accurate in 2022 as well, the midterms. They've had like a really hot run, and they're a foreign pollster. I mean, if that's right, it means it's a 50-50 race. And maybe it is, honestly. Now, Diego Pavi is not winning anything at all. They scored a bunch of garbage time points too. They were getting destroyed by Texas. Texas isn't even that good either. But yeah, it's the Heisman is probably going to be Ty Simpson or Julian Sayin or Fernando Mendoza. It's going to be one of those three at this point. If you look at the odds and pretty much just the narrative surrounding them. Matera's a letdown. Yeah, I don't know. They're trying to like blame the injury for why he's playing bad. I don't know. Maybe it is, but he is kind of a letdown. He's not. They don't have great skill position players. Oklahoma. That's another thing. This is Patrick Bet David saying the future is bright. Omar Fati, the Somalian running in the Minneapolis mayoral race. He's got like a 30% chance to win, or like maybe a 25% chance to win on Tuesday. That's happening. And so they're trying to take over Somalia with, or they're trying to take over Minneapolis with Somalian immigrants, and now they're trying to elect someone from Somalia. And so I think he's probably going to lose, actually, believe it or not. It's kind of funny. There was some rumors that there was some type of cheating going on, but I guess he's still eligible. I thought he was going to be uneligible, but yeah, Matera's still hurt. Yeah, I mean that's a possible reason for why he's been so bad throwing. Why are foreigners allowed to hold public office? Because the country, the laws of the country have changed over time, and it's a long, long story. It really starts with the civil rights movement in the '60s, that type of stuff. But even so, I mean, if you want to, depends what you define as a foreigner. But the immigration patterns have changed to the point to where none of these people are assimilating. None of them want to assimilate. They're fundamentally different, and so they're trying to get leadership positions. And the other problem is they're all moving into the same area, so it's like they move into the area just to elect one of their own. They travel together in like these immigration packs, and they all go to a specific area, like whether it's Michigan and Minneapolis. Yeah, the Muslim enclaves. That's what it is. You're worried for Tucker and Fuentes' safety. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, that's something we'll have to see. What with Tucker. I mean, I know Tucker's getting a lot of hate, but he was already getting hate. They already didn't want him to perform at Turning Point USA. That's one of the things that Charlie Kirk was saying. He wanted Tucker to speak at Turning Point USA events or the big event, whenever it was. And the Jewish donors didn't like that, and so they weren't going to give him any money. So thoughts on JD Vance telling Halloween kids to say thank you? Yeah, he went as the meme. What even is that meme called? Please? I don't even is that what it's actually called, or is it just like I don't even know what it is. I mean, a lot of folks on the right turned on Tucker. Really? I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't see it. I know a lot of like the Israel people, but the Israel people already didn't like Tucker. I mean, Tucker had already said things, in the past few years that are yeah, this is pretty crazy. Now, I looked into this just because I was like, this is insane that they would do this. It says problem solved, and there's just like all this blood on the right side. People think it's a reference to the Charlie Kirk killing, like problem solved. Charlie Kirk was assassinated, but apparently these teachers have worn these shirts before, and it's. But I just don't understand. Like, it seems like it's a bit aggressive. Does it not seem a bit gory? in general for like a even if it's a high school, it just seems like if my high school teacher wore one of these, I would be just like, isn't that a little bit? That's doing a little bit too much. It just seems really gory for a school. I don't know. It's very strange. But apparently they've worn them before. I don't know. There's no way that's a coincidence. They said they wore them in years past, and technically they're like they're sold on Amazon, and they've been sold on Amazon for years. Because I wanted to look into it, but because it's like, why would you do that? You know the amount of hate that people, if you celebrate, these are teachers. Do you think they'd really do that? I mean, the lack of self awareness to celebrate that as a, I could understand like a 20-year-old like socialist kid doing it, but I just don't really see teachers doing it. Like all of them together. Will Miami and Vanderbilt drop out? No, they're not going to drop out because they're ranked too high. Well, I don't know the college football playoff rankings are going to come out, so I don't know. Maybe they'll be not they might not be in the college football playoff rankings, but they'll be in the AP poll. They're not going to drop them from number 10 to unranked. They might drop them to like 20. Did you see the mob of teens fighting in Washington D.C. last night? Well, I mean, isn't the National Guard there? That shouldn't be happening. Or did that deployment, did the time frame of that end? Is like a temporary thing. They should the National Guard should take care of that if there's people doing that. The White House has caught reporters. I saw this as well, spying on the press secretary. I don't know about did the EBT thing go into effect? I don't even know. I didn't hear anything about it. Did they get the funding for it or not? Because there's no, I don't see any riots or anything. Yeah, there were more trick or treaters. People are complaining. I saw that there's less people trick or treating overall. It depends on your neighborhood and whether or not you have younger families and stuff, and that's really what it depends on. Because I know a lot of we went through a period in our neighborhood where everyone got older and there wasn't any like younger families moving in, and so there were basically no trick or treaters. But now there's more. That's kind of how it goes with suburban areas. I don't think Miami's going to make the. I don't know. They have two conference losses. It's going to be a challenge for them. I mean, the ACC is a mess, but you had more than ever almost ran out of candy. Hmm. Yeah, I think it just depends on your area and whether or not younger families move into your area, then you're going to get more. Mog pumped. Yeah, Mog. I actually saw Mog up like 20% today. Turn your clocks back. Yeah, that's brutal. That's tough, man. It's already bad enough with the. I really wish we didn't do that. I really do. I'm not a fan of that. I don't know if it's just maybe it's just like other things in my life as well. It's just like a combination. But I don't really want to deal with the sun setting at 5 o'clock. Even if we can just have it sets at 6 o'clock, I mean that'd be ideal. But like 5 o'clock is just such an aggressive. Just it's hard for me to really like for my body clock to understand. And so when it's dark out, I think it's like 8 or 9 o'clock, and if it's 5 o'clock and it's dark out, it's annoying to me. So I really wish Trump would have been able to keep savings mandatory. That's what it would be, because we're switching back to standard with this clock movement. They move it back, and it goes back to the standard time. But we want to keep it on daylight savings. People are angry because it'd be darker at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning. I can appreciate that, but it'd just be better if it was light out at night. Colored folks are threatening to loot grocery stores across the country and rob old white people starting November 4th. Well, they need to be arrested. They need to be arrested and put in jail. Like, what do you want me to say? I think it's bad if they go out. Hopefully they'll actually do something. The problem is it happens in these democratic areas and it's all liberal judges and they let them out. So there's really nothing. We're powerless if these people go out and steal. It's all run through democratic jurisdictions. So they go out, they steal. It's an Obama judge. They get let out in 3 minutes after being put in jail. So hopefully none of that happens. I don't know if they're going to go out and loot or not, but think of the little kids waiting for the bus in the morning. Yeah, that's what I've said that to people. I said that's why they don't want to change it. I understand, but it's like, I mean, we can't really have it set at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Isn't that a bit ridiculous? Just on a human body level. I mean, it seems like it's more manageable to just keep it darker in the morning and just actually have more sunlight. I'm not too happy. I wish we even brought it further, maybe 30 minutes, and we could get even more sunlight in the winter. I think that'd be great if we got some sunlight at like 6:30. That would be a beautiful thing.
At Alexis Jen tip $5 through Super Chat. Thoughts on Mohammed being UK's number one
I
boy
don't
name
think
for
I
the
don't think it's
past 4
working.
years?
I don't
Is
think
it
my
too late to
donation
save
is
them by
working.
closing their borders?
What a shame. Thoughts on Muhammad being the UK's number one boys' name for the past 4 years? Is it too late to save them by closing their borders? No, they name all their kids Muhammad. Muslims do. So it's every kid is named Muhammad. I think it's bad for sure, 100%, but I'm just saying that's overstated. It's not like there's all these, it's all the kids are named Muhammad or some variation of Muhammad. So their population really is still like, I think 78% white. But yeah, London is really minority majority in other big cities. But oh, you heard it? Well, I didn't hear it. Great. Now it's gonna be a problem. I'm just gonna have to turn it down then. I think we should spring forward and keep it that way. We need more sunlight here. No, in Michigan it gets dark at 4 o'clock. Are you in Central Time? That doesn't make any sense. Are you in Central Time Zone in Michigan? It shouldn't be getting dark at 4 o'clock unless you're Central. Is Michigan in Central Time Zone? I thought Michigan was Eastern, or is maybe a part of Michigan Central. I mean, Illinois is Central, so maybe it is Central. No, it's Eastern. Yeah, Michigan is EST. Yeah, Michigan gets dark later than me because I'm more to the east than Michigan, and it doesn't get dark here at 4 o'clock. So Michigan, you would guys would have more light because you're more west and you're still in the Eastern time zone. Part of it is central. Well, if part of it is essential, then yeah, it is going to get dark really early because that would be the easternmost point in the central time zone. Then yeah, it's going to get dark early. You like when it gets dark around 7 o'clock? It's better for sleeping. Well, it's a body clock thing. It's tough when it's like 5 o'clock and it's pitch black out. It's an issue because it's like a productivity problem, and I mean, I guess there's like other things at play, and it depends like your life situation, honestly. But it contributes to like just you want it light out. It's better when it's light out, I guess. At least until like 5:30 or 6. Thoughts on China having a one time zone? I think that's it's retarded. I think that's dumb. You're not customizing it.
At New York Buck tipped $50 through Super Chat. Saiyans plus 165 odds for Heisman.
New York Buckeye,
In the
appreciate
lead.
it. I don't know if the donations are playing, but Stayins plus 165 odds for Heisman in the late. Yeah, I know, I saw that. This is the thing, dude. You know, CJ Stroud had it 2 times against Michigan. If CJ Stroud performed well and beat Michigan, he would have won the Heisman 2 different years. If Julian Sayin beats Michigan, he's going to win the Heisman. That's just the reality of it. Now, we'll see if he does, but I think if Sayin beats Michigan, because his stats are going to be really good. Because they're facing bad teams, and then you have Michigan, and they've lost 4 in a row to Michigan. If they beat Michigan, he'll win the Heisman. If they lose to Michigan again, he's not going to win the Heisman. Japan has one time zone. Yeah, equally retarded. Yeah, but it's a smaller country, and it's like a vertical country. It's easier to have one time zone with a country like that versus China. You know, China spans east to west. You know, many miles. You think it's Ty Simpson? I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't. We'll see. I mean, Ty Simpson does have good stats. They've got good wins, but I think some of their wins are going to get worse. Like, I don't think Missouri's going to. I think Missouri's going to lose games. I think Vanderbilt's going to lose games. Those teams might be unranked. So I think a lot of Bama's schedule is going to get worse. What's your take on Tim Dillon calling out Vance? It's very important analysis, I'm sure. Zoran Mamdani, if you want to continue deporting illegal migrants, you'll have to get through me. I mean, I guess that's what they want. They want them to keep illegals in the country, unfortunately. Yeah, this should not be built in the United States. I mean, this is insane. This is built in North Carolina. Wow, very courageous of her to admit that. Is Jay Jones losing? I think Jay Jones will lose to Miores by probably 4 or 5 points when you look at it. You look at the Atlas Intel poll, you look at the betting. I think he'll lose. I mean, who knows? But yeah, come on, man. This has got to be a joke. You got to be doing this to people are gonna laugh at this. Jalen Hurts. This is the girl that said, you know, at the DNC, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. Is multiculturalism a failure? But it depends. I mean, I think it causes significant problems because the cultures are going to clash eventually, especially if there's a lot of people. See, if there's a very small amount of people they have to assimilate, they're forced to. When they get a lot of them together, then they want to be their own culture going up against the culture, the dominant culture that already exists within the country or within the area or region. So I think in general it creates more problems for sure because I mean it depends how much of a blend there is. If it's just a very small amount, then a lot of that's going to be like assimilation. They're going to assimilate easier. But if there's a lot of them, they're not going to want to assimilate because they're going to be empowered by the, like, look at what happens in some of these cities to where they get crazy numbers of immigration and they turn into Muslim cities or Somalian cities. Well, I don't know about that, but I know Minneapolis does have a lot. I think Minneapolis is a big city, so I don't think it's going to be Somalian, but you know, it seems like some of these cities are. Look at what happened in Ohio with the Haitian immigrants, the Haitian migrants, temporary visas. Yuck. Yeah, this is. Hmm. They're doing Charlie Kirk costumes. Yeah, I have seen these. I don't know, man. It's like they want you to it's like they want you to react to this stuff. It's like I don't really care. I don't like all this like liberal rage baiting with Charlie Kirk. I don't really care about their opinions. I don't I mean will Trump slap a new tariff on China if the Blue Jays win the World Series, or on Canada if Blue Jays win the World Series? Yeah, Canadian nationalism. Canadian nationalism is at an all-time high. I don't know if this is real or not. Shouldn't have given aid to Haiti. We have to. Well, we see the problem is, and if we involve ourselves in foreign conflicts, a lot of it is like drawn back to us. So then we feel guilty, and then we give out aid to these countries. It's better to just leave them. I mean, that's what we're doing in Africa. Like China is really meddling in Africa, but imagine if we decided to just take all the cobalt from Africa. Like, imagine the suicidal empathy we'd have in fucking 40 years. We'd be given like $70 billion a year to the Congo if we took all the cobalt from Africa, like China is doing right now. It's like white suicidal empathy. Fuentes said if Vance denounces America first, then he will gather 10,000 groypers and rally against him in the primaries. Yeah, but he tried that in 2024 and it didn't matter. I mean, I understand he might say, well, now I have more power because, he's got like a bully pulpit on X. He's got a big following there and, you know, definitely like he's able to ratio politicians and stuff. I don't know how much that translates to the real world, honestly. I'm not sure. But he went against Trump in 24. It didn't really matter at all. Georgia Tech is done, dude. I was freaking picking Georgia Tech. It's like these teams. It's like Virginia, Georgia Tech. Like my goodness, it's the ACC. I don't think there's going to be an invasion into Venezuela. I think it would be just a like it would be like a meddling operation to try and force some type of regime change, but it would be there would have to be dissidents that which there are. There's a lot of people that are disputing the current regime, the Maduro regime, and so there's not going to be a formal invasion, and there can't be because it would be a terrible look for Trump. The only invasion is going to be Greenland. The Greenland has to happen. Can we just do Greenland? I just do the Greenland invasion and just see. Maybe people will like it. Maybe people will like it. You don't know. You never know. Like to see the Greenland invasion, but I don't want to see a Venezuelan invasion. I think it'd be terrible. I mean, they could do meddling and they can do strikes within Venezuela, but it's different. I mean, it's different than an actual invasion. You see Navy lost today. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. They were 7-point underdogs to North Texas. Dude, this type of stuff is just so tiring. Like Newsom is like, bro, aren't you the governor of California? Like he's campaigning against Trump 3 years before the election. 3 years before an election in which Trump is not even running it. Like this is what Newsom's accounts have been doing for months, and it's just like all this political slop. And it's on both sides, but it's like you have to get there has to be a fatigue from this type of stuff. There has to be a fatigue. Like, dude, I mean, I guess this is what politics is. If we get Greenland, I also want Iceland. I don't think well, we could get Iceland because we're the U.S., but Iceland diplomatically would be a lot harder to get the population. Also, the fact that they're independent and Greenland technically is not. Will we see a ginger president? It seems unlikely. What's the closest ginger president we've had? There's got to be maybe someone with a ginger beard. Maybe. I mean, you never know. Ginger president or woman president. That's a good prop bet. That's a good prop bet. JFK. Yeah, he had Irish heritage. Biden has Irish heritage. Andrew Jackson uh, was Irish or had Irish heritage. Bill Clinton has Irish heritage. I know this. You got to know the Irish history and the presidents and stuff for the founding and but no, you're not banned. You're not banned. You just keep telling me to check Eric. You're not banned, but it's just the constant same message. Washington had red hair in his youth. I don't think that counts. NC State is going to storm the field. I'm sure they are. Yeah, because they beat an undefeated team. They beat technically a top 10 team. The thing about how bad the ACC is. Oh, the ACC. Now that you think about it, Miami lost. They have 2 losses. Now Georgia Tech is going to lose multiple games because they've got to face Georgia. The ACC is a one big league. One bid league it has to be. African Americans that have lived in Ireland for 6 months and they're Irish. Yeah. So they say. So they say there, I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if SMU. I don't think SMU's that good either. I mean, SMU barely won today. None of those teams are any good. SMU has not had that great of a year themselves. I mean, they already have 2 losses, I believe. You ever heard of the theory that the original Irish are black? Bro, that's literally like every white theory that's out of Africa. They say everyone was black because they want to minimize race and say we're all the exact same. Happy Saturday, yes. Yeah, Joe Rogan is still relevant. I mean, it's hard to stay at the top. That's the thing with like any influencer. It's very hard to if you're not like a leader, or even if you are a leader, I guess when you get out of office, you're like irrelevant. But it's hard to stay at the top of these things of like the influencer sphere for a long period of time. These people, I mean, the people that have longevity, you have to give them credit because you see these people and it's like, are they even going to be around in 3 or 4 years? I don't know. But Rogan, I mean, he just started a podcast and he gets $30 million a year now. You get pure capitalism, you respect it. NC State's winning 48-30. Wow. You think we're gonna have a full blown off top for Q4 or Q1? Well, I think it's probably looking like the end. It's probably looking like Q1. I mean, I really can't predict it. Obviously, it's down significantly. At least the alts are down. The memes are down significantly. A lot of them are hitting like 5 or 6 month lows now. But I can't. I don't know. I mean, hopefully it happens, but I can't really say for sure. I mean, I still think it's a bullish time based on all the other micro stuff. I don't know who's going to win the ACC. I'd have to look at the schedules. There's no way Virginia is going to win it. Maybe SMU. Maybe SMU is the team. We're going to have to see SMU in the playoff again. Oh boy.
At Alexis tip $5 through
Yeah.
Super Chat.
I don't know
People
if this is
say
going to play
America
for the,
is a
but
Christian country. Others say the founding fathers wanted separation of church and
I'm
state.
going to let it
so
play for you
isn't.
guys. I can't
What's
hear
your
it.
take?
Did the donation play? All right, it's got to be done now. People say America is a Christian. It's done. People say America is a Christian country. Others say the founding fathers wanted separation of church and state. So, well, this is the correct answer. Think about the 1790 Naturalization Act. They said only white people could be citizens. White people at the time were overwhelmingly Christian, so you're basically only importing Christians into the country. It's a Christian nation. Now, they can say there's a separation because they don't like, the nature of making laws surrounding religion and based off of religion, the president of it. I think that's probably a reason they wanted the separation. But, if you look at the immigration policy relative to the separation, they say it's not a Christian country. Well, the only people that could be citizens were extremely likely to be Christian. What's your take on Fetterman? I don't. Fetterman doesn't really do it for me, honestly. I don't really like Fetterman, honestly. I know Republicans are starting to like him and stuff. He just he's not all there. He's really not. And I guess he's voting with he still votes Democrats with the Democrats like 90% of the time, I think, from what I saw. Like Fetterman just says stuff that's like semi-conservative and people go crazy. Yeah, this kid, yeah, it's gonna be very bad for him because this dude's viral on like the Republican X. You do that, it's gonna be tough for him. Rogan is boring. The problem with Rogan is like you can only say this a certain number of words. I mean, if you're talking 3 hours a day for every day, I don't know people that can watch all those episodes. It's just like, again, it's just because the contract that he got. If he didn't have that contract, there's no way you're talking that long. You're boring yourself. You got to be boring yourself. Like if Rogan didn't have that contract, I feel like he'd do one podcast a week with some like big influential figure rather than jamming down like the 50th episode with Tom Segura or Bert Kreischer or Ari Shafir. Remember that? Remember those podcasts? Um, but they have to do that. It's a quota. Rogan had Elon Musk on 10 times. No, it hasn't been 10 times. It's probably been 5 though. For Musk, it's good publicity. It makes him. But I don't even know if it does anything anymore. If you go on there like 5 or 6 times, I mean, I would like to see Alex Jones go back on. That's kind of the one at this point because I thought Alex would have already went on at this. It's kind of like too late now, but I think the last time he went on was 2020. Rogan glazes Musk. Of course, I mean, think it's great to have a friend that does like the extremely wealthy like Musk, so they're gonna have a good relationship. I'm sure there's a high incentive to have a good relationship with someone like Musk. Alex Jones might have been the best Joe Rogan podcast experiences. Yeah, I think the first one was the best. That was when I was in high school. It was like 2017, right after Trump beat Hillary, or maybe like late 2016. He went on, maybe like December, because I remember that I was in high school, and then he went on again, maybe like 2 years later, I think. Remember Rogan had that weird like vagina studio with like the red stuff all around, and then he went back to his old studio because people didn't like it. Greenland is only 12% white after Greenland. That's not a concern. Greenland's population is so small it doesn't really matter that the demographics of it are not relevant. If the population is 65,000, I don't see the demo or 57,000. I would be fine with taking it. I don't see the demographics as an issue. If the population was 10 million, yeah, then we got an issue on a number of levels. Would you vote for Trump for a third term if Congress allowed it? Well, I mean, if Trump is healthy, I guess. I mean, the thing is, dude, I'm just not going to vote for a Democratic candidate. Now, you could do the thing where it's like I have morals and I can't vote for Trump because he's not deporting enough people or something. I I don't think Trump's going to run again, but there's no way I'm voting for a Democrat. Mhm. At least Denmark kept Greenland. Yeah, Denmark didn't really do anything to Greenland, honestly, which is part of the problem. They're just not a wealthy country, Denmark themselves, or they're not wealthy enough to really help Greenland. But in a way, I mean, that's like a for Greenlanders, they probably like that to a degree. It's good and bad. There's not a lot of influence, but it's also partly just because Denmark is not like a world power. Max dumbbell curl. I don't know, maybe like 35 pounds, 40 pounds. I don't know. I haven't done a dumbbell curl in a while. Maybe like 50 pounds. But like actual reps, there's no way. Actual reps, it would be like 30 pounds maybe. One rep max, maybe higher than that probably. Erica Kirk clip. I don't know what clip are you talking about. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the clip you're talking about. You got Fetterman. He went to dinner with Trump. Democrats accusing him of bending the knee. Oh, trouble in paradise. Trouble in paradise. Are females in policing endangering the community? Well, would have to look at the numbers, but I don't think it's preferable. I don't think it's. I think it does endanger people because if it's a male suspect, it's a big challenge for a female to subdue the male suspect just on a biological level in terms of the strength of the male. So it's an issue. I mean, and then they're also because they feel more threatened more easily, which is understandable because women way less. They're not as strong. They're more likely to use lethal force quicker than a male police officer. So it does present some challenges when they're out patrolling. Fetterman is going to run as an R or I when he is up for re-election, and I think he's going to run as an independent. If I had to guess, I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Yeah, that's the problem is when they're on the streets, and it's an endanger. You're endangering pretty much everyone when you do that. I mean, I'm not saying it's like a crazy high chance, but there's a higher chance something's going to get more violent because of just the lack of strength and. Yeah, I feel like this clip is from months ago, honestly, if I had to guess.
كعمدة رح جمد الإيجارات لأكثر من مليونين شخص
وخلي الباصات سريع ومجانا،
وأضمن رعاية الأطفال شاملة لكل العائلات.
ويمكن ما فيني أقنع عمك إنه الكنافة النابلسية بستانوي أطيب من نيوجيرسي، بس بوعدكم إني رح أشتغل بكل
Yeah, I don't even know. Uh, I guess this is how their campaign. Well, this is the globalization of New York City. It's the globalization of a major city. You got the Palestine flag. Craziest thing is that a guy on drugs is likely to win in a fight against a woman that has trained for years. Well, I mean, it's just based off of bone density, the weight advantage, reach advantage, strength, testosterone, coordination, just arm length. I mean, it's just everything. It's just like if an average man against an average woman. Yeah, how dare he eat with a fork? That's like white colonizer level activity, bro. How are you eating with a fork? That's actually you're disrespecting your own people when you eat with a fork. That's a white person thing. The racist white people are the only ones that eat with forks. They try comparing it. They're like, "Well, you eat pizza with your hands." Well, yeah, you can pick up a pizza. You don't shovel. You don't ball up rice. Like we're not. This is like it's like rage. It's rage bait when they do that. They're like, well, what about pizza or what about wings? It's finger food. You pick it up. You can eat it with your because it's not the same thing. It's not like there's all these little rice like fucking little rice pieces. You gotta shovel into your hands. So I mean it's like how do you even do that? Do you just grab the rice? Just reach into the pot and just grab all of it, or you get Chick-fil-A, you reach into the bowl. Bone in or boneless? Bone in wings with bones. Yeah, you can grab with your hands. Now the boneless, I never got boneless. I don't really see the point of a boneless wing. Because isn't that just it's like a chicken finger, right? Is a boneless wing just a chicken finger? Like, think about it. That's what I thought it was. But, no, I've always gotten bone-in wings. But then you pick it up with your hands. I mean, it's a little messy, but it's not like, you're picking up one thing. You're not picking up all these different, like, pieces of fucking rice. And then also all of the rice touches, all of the rice is going to touch your mouth. It's going to touch your fucking hand because of the way it. A boneless wing is a bite-sized tender. Bone-in is the way to go. BWW. Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings, I hear, is really expensive. You know, wings in general are really expensive. They're just real. It's like $20 for 6 wings at some of these places. It's like, what is this, a fucking gourmet wing or something? Like, it's a chicken wing. It's $5 a wing. Trump eats pizza with a fork. Yeah, some boomers do that. Oh, some people do that if you get like this weird manners thing. I mean, I never eat pizza with a fork. It's just not gonna happen. But that's you're protected by breading. I mean, but that's just like a normal thing. Sliwa from NYC. I don't know, man. That Atlas Intel poll was pretty crazy. It had Cuomo beating. It had Cuomo beating Mamdani with Sliwa dropping out. I know Sliwa is not going to drop out, but yeah, Trump was meeting with Xi Jinping, and they're like, "Is there going to be a trade deal today?" And he's like, could be. We'll see. He's a great negotiator. That's not good news. Trump was like, he's a great negotiator, and then Xi Jinping was like, I hate this guy. He just wasn't saying anything. That NYC poll is like an Ann Selzer Iowa poll. The Atlas Intel. I think that's what it was. I saw it, but I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. It's kind of hard to say that because the Atlas the Ann Selzer thing. There's so much information we already had before that poll, like Midwestern information that the poll made no sense. I feel like it's a lot more spotty with like these off year elections, and especially like mayoral city elections. It's I don't know. We don't get as much polling. It's harder to really know how it's going to go direct because it'll be interesting to see if Mamdani gets 50% or not. Cuomo is a piece of shit and Mamdani is a fucking commie. Either way, the downfall of New York will continue. Also, 50% of their population isn't even from the U.S. Is that so? I thought it was. Wait, so you're saying? I mean, you'd have to tell me like how much of their population is on temporary visas. Do you think? How much of their voting population was born in another country and became naturalized citizens and can vote now? Like what percentage? Because that would probably tell us a lot, isn't it? Like maybe it's 40%. Who got the worst mogging? Oh, Zelensky. Zelensky, he embarrassed Zelensky, man. But that was a White House thing. That's different. Obviously, Zelensky's was brutal because it was a White House and. Rubio as VP pick for Vance would be a mistake. From what perspective? Your own perspective? Like, you don't like Rubio? Or is it because you think it's a strategical mistake? Because Rubio and Vance are too similar. Did you hear about the secret Chinese military bases and police stations in Canada? If true, it's a serious national security risk to the U.S. Explains how the U.S. may be forced to invade Canada. Secret Chinese military bases, police stations. China has police stations in Canada? I don't know about that, man. Now, I didn't hear about that personally, but I don't think there's going to be an invasion of Canada. I mean, if you're trying to, like, formulate a reason to do it, maybe you could say because of China. I mean, they're trying to do that with Greenland. They're saying it's the Chinese influence, it's the Russian influence, whether or not it's true or not. I mean, but... Do you mean how many of them just got fresh off the boat, so to speak? No. How many of them can actually vote in the election? So it's like they come from another country, they're born in another country, they come to the United States, but then they get citizenship and they can vote. Like in a mayoral race. What's the percentage of that? China has farmland. Yeah, I mean, he was saying secret military bases or something. Not in the United States. So this is some type of ICE protest. And there's a bunch of police officers in riot gear. They're protesting ICE deporting people, I guess. Obama had a rally. Oh, this is for a Spanberger. Hilarious. They trot Obama out for a fucking off-year election. Oh.
Virginia. And I know it starts right here in Norfolk. So if you're ready to elect a governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, members of the House of Delegates, and Democrats up and down the ballot this year, you will make some noise because the world is watching. They want to see what we're going to do, and we're going to send a loud, resounding message that we don't take Donald Trump here in Virginia. We take it for us. It's our moment.
Jay Jones. You're so tired of ICE protesters. They're useless, don't sway opinion for the most part. Yeah, I'm tired of it too. I thought they should just arrest them for disorderly conduct or some type of, so for obstruction or something. I mean, if they're obstructing, they should be arrested. But other than that, I'm tired of seeing them film. I agree with you. I'm tired of seeing them. Because, like, what does it really even do? It's not even like Trump is doing anything unjust. He ran on deporting people. He's deporting people. I mean, I guess they try and say, well, he's deporting legal citizens. And it's just, I mean, what is it, like 0.001% they accidentally got were illegal? I mean, it's like such a minute thing. It doesn't even make sense to protest that. Thoughts on the girl running for Congress? Kat Abaduba, that girl, I know her. She, yeah, she's grifting off of it, and she committed an actual crime with the obstruction. They charged her. That's the thing. These people don't think they're going to be charged. They think they can just obstruct ICE from deporting people, and they think they're just, and that's fair. It's an obvious crime. It's obstruction. They just don't think they're going to charge, because so many of them are doing it, they don't think they're going to be charged. So then she gets charged, and it turns into this pity party, and How dare they do this? But it's not even a First Amendment issue, right? You got charged with obstruction. You didn't get charged for yelling and saying Trump's an asshole or anything, or a fascist. It's not even a First Amendment issue. Why is MTG going on The View? It's the grift of, I think she's going to do the whole, she's going to try and find common ground with those women, and, there's some things that she does. I mean, she still does support Trump, it looks like. I believe she says she still supports Trump, but, yeah, she's more on the Massey side. She says, well, the Epstein files have to be released, and the America First stuff, and the Israel funding and things like that. And so she's kind of taken that route, and she wants to go on and do this common ground thing on The View, I think. Yeah, we're very lucky that hurricane path on that Category 5. The Hurricane Melissa, I think. That's very lucky. Oh my goodness. JB Pritzker handing out candy, really?
Sorry, I got baby.
Man, this is... Does it get any more picturesque? Does it get any more ironic than this?
El Halloween de los niños latinos aquí en la comunidad de La Villita.
Happy Halloween. You want some candy too?
That kid's costume is an illegal immigrant. She is grifting for money, and she's not going to run for re-election. Go back to her business. She wants... Oh, so she's grifting for her business. Oh, yeah. That's another thing that they do in Congress. She's got one foot out the door. She's trying to grift for more money. It's always what it is. It's like when John Rockefeller was throwing pennies at poor kids. Yeah, he is a billionaire. He had issues with, I don't know, some type of gambling. Apparently he didn't report, or he had to report because he's he's a governor. He had to report that he made like $2 million in Vegas or something. He's like, I had a lucky night. You made $7 million in a single night. I got lucky at a blackjack table. Georgia Tech lost their first game. We knew. I mean, the ACC is a bad conference. I knew Georgia. That's the thing. Georgia Tech trolled me. The thing is I'm not getting any audio from this, so it's like I'm gonna have to edit it. I'm gonna have to change my settings or something to be able to hear the audio, because I fucking messed it up. No one believes he got lucky at a blackjack table. Yeah, it's like it's more fraudulent activity. You think the economy will pick up? Powell needs to make another cut. Yeah, they might be making another cut probably in the last month, the final month of the year. There's going to be another 0.25 cut. But the cuts, it's going to take time for it to show up. there might be like an initial bump, but I know Powell had been talking about maybe them not cutting. It depends. Do you think the shutdown will end next week? I don't know. I mean, I'd have to look and see, but who knows, man? They're gonna have to end it at some point because they have to pay. They have to pay. These government programs have to be replenished. So, 67% chance at a 0.25 cut. Cheryl at around 85. Did you hear about Obama trying to run again? Oh, I'm sure. Obama's retired. They're not bringing Obama out. Even if Trump runs again, they're not going to bring Obama out. I highly doubt it. OU up 26-17 over Tennessee, late fourth. Damn. Blue Jays up by Blue Jays are up by 1, really? No, they're only up by 1. Oh, they are up by 1. 4-3. I'd like to see the game go to extra innings, I should say. To imagine if I called it overtime, that's like a woman mistake. I want to see the game go to overtime in baseball. But yeah, we'll see. Imagine they put the runner on second. Otani Blue Game 7. Yeah, there's no way it's gonna be a 24-hour live stream. It's just I can barely get through an hour, let's be real. It looks like the Blue Jays are gonna win. I mean, I guess you give credit to them. I guess it's good. I think it's good for baseball. It's better than the Dodgers winning. It's the Canadians win. Canadians win, but it doesn't even matter. Do the Vols make the playoffs? Not if they lose this game. They're not gonna make it at all. They're gonna lose. They're gonna have 3 losses. They're not gonna make it. Thoughts on Northern California wanting to break off and form Jefferson? I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, they've been saying that for decades. Did you see Obama's jab at Trump administration today at some rally? I didn't see it. I don't really care. I mean, obviously they're gonna go again. They're gonna say stuff about Trump and say he's evil and stuff. I mean, I guess the Spurs are contenders. Yeah. Does Vandy make the playoff? Vandy's not gonna make the playoff. I mean, if they win out, they'll make the playoff. I don't think they're gonna win out. Obama is irrelevant. Yeah, I don't think Obama has nearly the same poll. Even if he tried to run again, if Trump's able to run, I don't see it. The little fall effect, the leaves. I had the leaves last year, so I added them back. So I'll probably just keep the leaves for the end for this next month. The leaves will just. I do like the leaves. I think it looks a little bit better than without them. You have to have some level of festiveness. You got to have some level. You can't be a Scrooge about it. Did Obama win because he was black? In '08, it was a big reason. I mean, I don't think McCain was that good of a candidate with how old he was, and it was like a perfect storm, though. But also, Obama was a good speaker, and that was like before the social media age even happened. Can you name one thing that was good about the Biden administration? The CHIPS Act was good because we do need domestic semiconductor production. But the thing is with Biden is they didn't get investment, but it is we need money to flow and incentive to create domestic semiconductor chips. Can you create polls on Polymarket? What do you mean create polls? Dude, Polymarket is like, this is like getting ridiculous. How many people are going to have the Polymarket logo next to their name? They literally just hunt out like influencers that have like 10,000, 20,000 followers or something. And then they say, you want to be a partner with Polymarket? And now there's all these people that are fucking, they have like the Polymarket emblem or icon next to their name because they're getting money from Polymarket. It's like maximum exposure. And Kalshi is doing it as well. So now there's this rivalry. There's the betting market rivalry with Polymarket and Kalshi. Chips and Science Act was the only half different thing. I mean, it was a bipartisan agreement. So obviously, if it's to a degree, you're going to, and that's almost in the same line of tariffs. I mean, it is subsidized, creating incentive to be able to make chips in the United States. Otherwise, they wouldn't be made in the United States because of how expensive they are. So it is kind of along still the same logic of what Trump is doing with the tariffs. It's forcing companies to invest in the U.S. and make stuff in the U.S. It's funny that they would like that and then they would hate Trump's tariffs. But the tariffs are like, it's even another level for them that. Polymarket and Kalshi should be on the same team because FanDuel and other sports books are going to push it hard for them. Well, I don't think they'd be illegal. I think they wouldn't be the sports betting. But FanDuel doesn't have what I think Polymarket is politics. That's what I think Polymarket is. Isn't it? Polymarket is politics and crypto. It's like world news betting. FanDuel is sports betting. Dodgers tie it up. Oh, man. Who hit the home run? A no-name hit the home run? That's good for baseball. That they get an extra inning, Game 7. That's good for baseball. Miguel Rojas, is that who it is? Some no-name. No, he's like a utility player, I think. Yeah, Miguel Rojas. Well, Newsom is rooting for the Dodgers. Well, no shit. No shit. He is the governor of the state. You can still bet on sports on Kalshi and Polymarket. You were doing it in Texas because sports betting is illegal, but for some reason you could do it on Kalshi. I'm black. Yeah, you remember that? I'm black. That was like from The View or something. How many riots if the Dodgers win? There's not going to be really any. They just won last year. I mean, what are people going to do? People going to go crazy because they won back-to-back years with the biggest payroll and the best roster? I don't think so. Did you see that some traditional conservatives are calling to defeat the far right wing? I just think all of that is just internet stuff, honestly. I don't really, I mean, what do they even classify as the far right wing? I don't know. it's a lot of pro-Israel people that are butthurt that the country is shifting away from Israel, so they're mad. They have to understand this is just how it is, but Young Turks, Cenk Uygur. Cenk Uygur. Remember when Cenk Uygur tried running for president and they're like, bro, you can't run. He's like, I have to enter the race. They're like, you're born in Turkey or some shit. You're born in Turkmenistan. You can't run. Did you see CoffeeZilla did a video on gambling epidemic? Is it sports and gambling? That would be a good video because there's a bad, like, prop betting. There's a really bad epidemic happening. They say you can't be conservative if you don't support Israel. Hope you're right, and it's just online slop. Well, I mean, the pro-Israel people, of course, they're going to say that, but they're already losing the they've lost the conversation, man. They've already lost it. So I mean, I don't know whether they're angry because of Tucker Carlson and his influence, and then having Fuentes on, and so they got really mad about that. I understand that. I do understand that, but it's like even something like that. What is even? You're just giving it more oxygen. But I guess they know they're losing favor in the United States. They're struggling with it. But with them having this response, it's just going to make people hate them even more. Marcel Reed for Heisman. I don't think so. I don't think Reed. Actually, it's probably on here. Man, it's like there's no betting on this. There's no volume on this at all. $4,300, $900. They misspelled Fernando Mendoza's name. Yeah, I do think Cyan is probably a slight leader, but I mean Simpson and Mendoza are right there. Are you shocked the Sun Devils won? Give them credit. Without their start, without Levitt, give them credit. You were at the Indiana game. You went to you live in Maryland. You don't think the relationship with Israel is as important? Yeah, I mean, it's just there's a lot of influence in U.S. politics to support it, so that's why it becomes. I mean, the Middle East is just kind of like it's just a fucking mess, anyways, and Israel's been around. At least the new state of Israel's been around for such a short amount of time, and all those Arab countries hate Israel, so it's just horrible. And then we have to support Israel, and they're constantly in wars, and all those countries hate them. It's just a horrible situation. It really is. Saying for Heisman is crazy when you realize he's like the fourth best player on his own team. Yeah, but that's just because the quarterbacks are always just gonna get the Heisman. It's unless there's a crazy. Wasn't there a running back that might? Oh, Genty. Oh, I thought Genty lost it last year. I thought Genty was gonna win it, but I guess the Boise State doesn't play a good schedule, so they gave it to Travis Hunter. Do you consider Vandy losing to Arch an upset? It's not an upset. That Texas was favored, and Texas was at home. You think 2028 will be an interesting primary if both parties dealing with Israel versus anti-Israel issue? Hopefully the issue can get settled. It's very fatiguing. Yeah, I don't know, man, because I think Vance is going to be the candidate. But I think the Democrats are they're just going to go, well, I don't know. But it's like, It seems like the Democrats they're on a leash. Their party is still establishment. It still is. And maybe the Republican Party is to a degree, but Trump is significantly more, unorthodox than whatever the Democrats have put into power the past or nominated the past, few times. But I think, if it's Newsom versus Vance, I don't really think that issue is going to be solved. Your unpopular opinion is that you don't necessarily hate pro-Israel politicians. A good chunk of them are just boomers raised in the mindset like Trump. Yeah, Trump's in a different. If the boomers, it's a completely different world. That's like Trump. People say Trump can't relate to Gen Z. Obviously he can't. The dude's 80 years old. It's hard to relate to younger people when you're that old. It is. And then when you try and do it, it actually looks bad because it's like fake and it's just cringy. You think the Socialist Party is going to take over soon? I don't know, man. Like, if you look at where the socialist fractions are getting bigger, it's just like these majored, very liberals. I don't know. Because you still see a lot of these Democrats glaze the hell out of Newsom, and he's certainly not a socialist. It's like Pritzker is still like, oh, look at... It's like they're still an establishment party that's like very capitalist, I feel like. Obviously, with the left, you're going to get the elements of socialism. That's just part of the left. But I don't think it's really infiltrated them. Maybe it does end up infiltrating them to the point to where they get more socialist, but it's like the really minority areas that are like maybe socialist. Other than that, they still like glaze the hell out of Newsom and stuff, and they say, oh, it's going to be Newsom, he's going to win. What coin do you recommend broke normies invest into? Are you talking about like a meme coin or like an actual legitimate coin? Like an actual legitimate coin, I wouldn't be able to help you. Maybe I'd be able to help you. I don't think so. I was dude, I was watching this hardcore, or what is it, Pawn Stars, the show, the pawn shop or whatever. It was a short, and this dude brought in like this crazy amount of silver, like 100 pounds of silver or something. And this old boomer who was like in the back, he was in the back, not on the showroom. He comes up and he's like, I smell silver. And then the guy's like, yeah, it's right here, sir. And he's like, let me see this. He's like, I like silver, I like gold. It's like the boomer investment final boss. He's like, I can smell something in the air. He's like, he caught a whiff of the silver from behind the showroom, and he's like, I can smell silver. If there's silver, I'm here, I'm buying. And then they rip the guy off. They don't even like the fucking fair. Why are you selling silver at a pawn shop? Ohio State, Indiana, Big Ten championship. Yeah. You remember that episode, The Old Man, I Have a Silver Expert? Yeah, it's got to be a boomer. For silver's next level boomerism. Silver is next level. Silver is the boomer degen play of the century. Silver. Is silver better than gold? Bro, it's too degen. You can't risk it with silver. It's got too low of a market cap. Base Network. Yeah, Aerodrome. I mean, but those are already really high market cap coins. I mean, they still may do 10 or 20 X's, but you see West Virginia won today. Yeah, they beat Houston as a surprise game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. I'm going to end it there. I appreciate all the donations, and I will see you guys later.